Now, it's unusual for a bilateral relationship to witness so many seesaws in just a single year. But 2025 was one such year for the India-US bilateral relationship. And now this is a very consequential bilateral partnership, viewers. Everything from closer ties from technology to trade, all of it gets packed in this relationship. So 2025 actually started, this year started with the Prime Minister meeting President Trump just 3 weeks into his presidential tenure. And India, in fact, was the early mover to close a trade pact. Listen in.
मागा प्लस मीगा तब बन जाता है मेगा पार्टनरशिप फॉर प्रॉस्पेरिटी। हम दोनों का मिलने का मतलब 1+1 2 नहीं, 1 और 1 11 होता है।
He's doing a great job in India. Everybody talks about it. He's doing a really fantastic job. A great leader.
मैं समझता हूं पूरी दुनिया में डील शब्द का कॉपीराइट एक ही व्यक्ति का है और उस व्यक्ति का नाम है ट्रम्प।
But the bonhomie in the Oval Office soon made for some sharp attacks. Why? Because India's denials to President Trump's desire and his repeated assertions to take credit for ending the India-Pakistan conflict had an impact. It had an impact on the partnership, even as the Prime Minister made India's position clear on the floor of Parliament. So this year saw the worst of racial attacks leveled by the senior-most members of Donald Trump's administration, officials who went to great lengths to, in fact, demean India by coming out with statements, everything from India being the Maharaja of tariffs to India being Kremlin's laundromat to Brahmins profiteering from cheap Russian oil. It just kept going. It then also went that it called Ukraine conflict Modi's war. That's what it said. And it also went on to say, these members of the Trump administration, that India doesn't care about Ukrainians being killed. Listen in to what Peter Navarro actually said when he mentioned some of these choicest of expletives being used for its most valued partner, India.
Prior to the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, India bought virtually no Russian oil. I mean, it was like 1% of their needs. So the argument somehow now, as the percentage has gone up to like 30 and 35%, they don't need the oil. It's a refining profiteering scheme. It's a laundromat for the Kremlin. That's the reality.
Trade talks, technological cooperation, military purchases, all left at the altar of personal hubris of Donald Trump, which witnessed Trump administration singling out India for purchasing Russian oil, despite not being the only one and most certainly not being the biggest purchaser of Russian oil and natural gas. This was a year, viewers, when India stood its ground, telling both the world and Donald Trump that hypocrisy will be called out, and India will do so at every forum. As energy security remained and continues to do so, it remains a key consideration for our foreign policy goals and objectives.